Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Lana and I'm an Etsy seller. I sell digital products, specifically I sell Canva templates on Etsy. I'm a part-time seller and I'm full-time in school. I just finished my first year and I passed all my exams, thank God. So now I have a little bit more time to put into the business. I've been running my Etsy shop part-time for the past 4 months. I'm gonna do a 4-month update of my Etsy shop and I've got some pretty good news today because this is the first month where we've actually made some money. We'll go ahead and get started. I will be showing you my Excel sheet. This Excel sheet was made by a different YouTuber. The link to her channel will be in the description if you are interested in this Excel sheet and you want to download it. She has it on her channel. I'm gonna quickly run over some stats on this Excel sheet and then I will show you my Etsy stats page. So for the month of April, I made about 6 more new listings. I did want to make a little bit more than that, but I had exams, so that's what we're working with. In terms of visits, we have 406 visits, which is the best amount of visits we had so far. The conversion rate did drop a little bit, but I'm not too upset about it because 2.7% is still pretty good. Orders, we have a little bit less than last month. We've got 11. But I didn't have any friends who were ordering for me this month, so the difference from 12 to 11 isn't too big, so I'm pretty happy with that. In terms of revenue, so last video I was complaining a lot about the ads and how that was a big waste of money in my opinion. So this month, at the beginning of the month, I was still spending a bit of money on the ads and then I decided to stop doing that. One of you guys actually commented and mentioned that apparently ads are not really a good thing to be using for someone who's just starting off or trying to get traction when they're just starting their shop. So I listened to them, so thank you to whoever said that because I didn't waste, $17 like we did last month and I only wasted about 6. I'm just not going to be doing ads for now, not until I kind of make a little bit more listings and pick up traction and be a little bit more full-time in my shop now that I have my summer break and I got a little bit more time. So in terms of profit, we have made a hefty $8.43, which it doesn't seem like a lot. It definitely is not. In Canadian economy, that's going to buy me about 2.5 Timbits, unfortunately. But, it's still profit. It's the first month that we've made some profit, so I am really happy and I'm really thankful about that. That's about it for the Excel sheet. I'm going to move on to the Etsy stats page and show you a little bit more details there. So we're here on the Etsy page. As you can see, all the same numbers from the Excel sheet, the visits, the orders, the conversion rate, and the revenue of $28.5 US. I'm from Canada, so I convert it to Canadian dollars. In terms of orders, I mentioned in my last video that I was getting consistent orders almost every day or every other day last month. This month, we started off really slow. I was a little bit discouraged because all my consistency just went down the drain and I was worried because I thought, okay, I'm not gonna meet my goals. But mid-month, the orders kind of picked up a little bit and then near the end of the month, I was getting somewhat more consistency. So conversion rate dropped a little bit, but I'm not too upset about it, to be completely honest, because I've been putting up more listings and some of them were successful, some of them maybe are not too successful, so I'm just playing around with what works and what doesn't. I'm probably going to be either deleting or upgrading some of my listings based on how they're doing. So 2.7, pretty good. I'm happy with that. The revenue, again, 20.5. This is before all the fees and all the marketing and all the other subtractions. So I'll just show you the finances part now since we're here talking about the revenue. Here is what I've made from sales in the Canadian dollars minus the fees, which is about half of the revenue, just a little bit under half, and then the unfortunate waste of money on the marketing that I've spent. So I've been told by another individual in my last video that the marketing is a little bit more useful when you've progressed a little bit more in your shop, but also works better when you spend at least $2 or more on marketing, because apparently the listings kind of need that base of like $2 or more to sort of get picked up by the algorithm and then get pushed up to whoever sees the advertisement. So last month I was spending only $1 to $1.50 per day on my advertising, so maybe the next month or the month after that I might crank it up to $2 or more per day and see if that's a little bit more successful. Again, I was full-time student, no money. Now that I am working full-time, I can afford to lose some money on marketing. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the stats. In terms of how I've been found, most of the traffic did come from Etsy app and Etsy pages, a bit from the Etsy search, and then some of the SEOs and the direct traffic. I do have Pinterest. I do use it a little bit. Whenever I post a new listing, I put it on Pinterest, and that's about all that I do. Some of the visits maybe did come from Pinterest, but honestly not too much. I don't really do much with it. I have an Instagram and I haven't really been using it for my business just because in my opinion it's kind of hard to market digital products, especially on Instagram. So I could probably do a little bit more with that. And then yeah, Etsy ads, okay, you know how I feel about the ads. Just gonna do a quick run through for each of those categories. Etsy search, pretty consistently I would say. The beginning of the month was a little dry, but middle of the month it's about the same amount. Like kind of I have my ups and downs. During the weekends it's always dry, I barely get any orders and I barely get any visits, but during the week I do pretty well. Advertisement, obviously I only advertise at the beginning of the month, then I stopped, so hence that. Etsy marketing and SEO, only 3% of the visits, which is not a lot. Maybe I should focus more on fixing my SEO. Although I did my research, I use Everbee, and there's another software that's used for tracking trends and it's really good. I just forget the name. I will probably put it here somewhere, or maybe I'll link it down below. I use that one as well. I'm using the free trial for now. I think it's free for a month and then I have to pay. So I've been using that, doing my research. So I'm not too sure why the SEO has not been too successful. So I will have to definitely look into that because maybe that's a problem. Social media, 1% of the visits. Again, not too bad for my quiet little Pinterest. And then direct and other traffic. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what it is. It's good though. I like it. I like the energy. I would like more of this energy. And then Etsy app and other Etsy pages. It seems to be pretty consistent. Again, these dips are typically around the weekend time. I did find one thing interesting. This is not really nice. This over here is my best listing. It's been at the top of Etsy search. That has the most views, the most favorites, and this is where I've been making most of my money. But what I found interesting is I have a listing that's not really popular. I've had this listing for a while, but it only has 13 views and 1 favorite. But this listing actually made me a decent proportion of my income. I know $279 might not be a lot, but considering the fact that I only made $8 in the month, that's pretty decent. I have another listing that's also not really popular. It only had 11 views, no favorites, and that also made me a little bit of money as well. So I'm not too sure how that works, why some listings are not really popular but they make me money and then the other ones are not, but I would be curious to find out how that works and what's working well with those listings. I just thought it was really interesting because these listings have very little views and somehow people manage to buy them. In summary, I would say this is a pretty good month for me because again, I made some income and I had a pretty good amount of visits. So a couple of things I do want to play around with and experiment with is maybe having 1 month where I'm spending no money on advertising at all and I'm making listings more consistently. And then another month where I am maybe paying a little bit more money for that marketing and seeing if that's going to get me a little bit further. But before I do that, I definitely have to increase my number of listings. Overall, I think this is a pretty good month for me. It did start off a little dry and I was a little bit discouraged, but everything did seem to pick up near the middle and the end of the month. So I'm pretty happy. If any of you guys find this useful, I hope that you like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I did find all the comments regarding my complaints for marketing really useful. So if you have any more useful tips, please let me know. I do read your comments and I do find them really helpful and I really appreciate the engagement. So once again, thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you found this useful or at least entertaining. Please like and consider subscribing. And thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day.